This is a new sump pump that I ordered a few days ago when I noticed that the diaphragm valve or diaphragm switch on the other pump was acting up. I've been in this house since 1998, and this diaphragm, I've replaced this diaphragm switch every 4 or 5 years because it burns out, doesn't work properly. The last time I replaced it, they made a big splash in their paperwork about how they've upgraded the diaphragm switch to improve its life, etc. Except that the last switch was only put in less than 3 years ago, so it's still within the warranty period. And so when I take it out, I'm going to see if I can't get the company Hydromatics to replace the switch under warranty. And I like the pump. The pump is oil filled, so it doesn't, water can't leak into it. It's compact, fits in my sump, leaves plenty of room. It's made out of heavy cast iron. And so today we're going to put a discharge pipe on it and connect it into the sump pump system. I thought you'd want to see what we're doing before we got started. Well, now, before starting the job, I want to see if I can get out the right tools. I know I'm going to need a nut runner for taking the hose clamp off the check valve to get the old pump out. I'll probably need a pair of pliers to break the seal of the hose clamp, or the hose that's under the clamp will stick to the pipe. I'll use this to break the seal, and also I'll use it to thread in my adapter for my new discharge pipe that I'm going to make. And I've got a hacksaw because I know I'm going to have to cut this pipe a couple of times to get two pieces of the right length. And once I cut the pipe, I will weld the fittings together with this pipe cleaner to clean the pipe and the fittings before we weld them together, and the solvent that will be used to bond the pipes together. And now the reason that I'm building a second discharge pipe, I could just use the pipe off from the old pump, but my intent is to take the old pump out, get a warranty claim against the switch on that pump and replace it so it'll have a new switch on it. That'll make that pump basically as good as new, and it already has a discharge pipe on it. I intend to use that old pump as a backup pump for this one. And so that's why I'm building a new pipe system, and so that it's just a contained unit, and you'll see later how that'll just sit in place, and all I have to do to swap them out is unplug the cords and undo a hose clamp. So we'll get started. The first thing I'm going to do is to drain as much water as possible out of the crock, because water's continually to run in there while we're working on making the replacement pump, and I don't want it to fill up too much with water. I don't think it'll take a long time for it to run over, but I'm just going to pump it down just for safety's sake. And to do that, this is a switch cord that connects to the diaphragm, and right now the diaphragm switch has the pump turned off. And so I can turn the pump off by unplugging the switch cord, separating the two plugs, and just plug the pump in. Now the pump is running. I don't know if you can hear it. There, I just pumped the sump dry. So I'll pull this plug back out. And I'm going to leave it unplugged because I'm going to be taking things apart and I don't want any surprises.